Happy Monday, everybody. Let's do an end of market update. And let me quickly show you uh, where are the zones right now here. You can see this is S&P 500 came to the sell zone. Now it's so red lines are the sell zone, green lines are the buy zone. This is only for day trading. You can see it came to the sell zone in the morning. It was around 10 o'clock in massive sell zone and it dumped, right? So if you took this chance, it was good. So in the sell zone to coming closer to the neutral line, 0.39%. Nasdaq 100 has better. You can see nice dump from, it was even above, futures were even above the third standard deviation. So it sold from there to like the neutral line, 0.68%. And Dow Jones, also you can see in the morning came way above sell zone, and then you could have shorted there 0.37%, and Russell 2000 massive extreme levels to still in the sell zone. All right, so it could continue going lower. And if you want to see levels for MNQ, this is live future. Looks like it could go tomorrow to 17,300. So you can see MNQ can still just keep in mind if it comes there 0.78%, that's a buy area. All right, and if it goes again, if it goes above 7,546, that's a nice sell area from here. All right. And on MES chart, same thing here. If it goes above 48.93 and up, this is a sell area, and 48.47 and below, this is a nice buy area here. Tesla, you can see how nicely it behaved. It came right into the sell, right top there, and then dumped. So came from sell zone to the buy zone. So whoever took this trade, congratulations. So you can see nice dump, 5.26% dump, unbelievable. One day you could have easily taken profits and bought again here at 14, 16. So it's right now near buy zone. So Tesla looking like it's in the buy zone. So tomorrow, if it comes around 206.55, buy again and sell above 215. All right. So easy day trades on stocks like Tesla. And crude oil in the sell zone. Gold is also near the neutral zone. White line is the neutral zone. Silver came to the buy zone. You can see it came to the buy zone here, and then it bounced. So from the buy zone, silver is now around 0.77% higher, and dollar is in the middle, nothing to do here. Natural gas came to the buy zone, but I do expect seasonality to play out and it will sell even more. Bitcoin is in the buy zone right now, 39 up below 39,000. Ethereum is also in the buy zone. All right, so this is just for day trading. So I'm gonna go back to my other chart. So let me bring this other chart here. Let me see how I can zoom out. Here you go. And let me hide this algo. I don't need this. And let's go to 1 hour chart, and let me remove extended hours, go to regular trading. Let's try to find gaps on major indices, and then we'll do an overall analysis. So let's start with triple Qs. It gapped up, came back to fill this gap, no gaps here. It is no divergence right now on 1 hour chart. S&P 500 SPY, so it did gap up again, so looks like it's creating multiple gaps. So you can see here, this is the gap. So if I want to be a bit accurate, so I have to mark it like this, a little bit higher. Here you go. And let's make it green. Green gaps are the bottom gaps, and red gaps are the top gaps. So now we have a gap up. So this gap will be filled tomorrow, maybe. We'll see. Dow Jones also on a gap up. So you can see we have to now start with the gap analysis, and then you can see gap here. IWM massive gap up. So you can see you can put this low. So all these gaps will be filled, guys. Okay, so if you feel like you missed the boat, don't worry. I'll show you very soon that we are not nothing to worry about. Okay, a pullback will come, and you should be able to take a lot of these opportunities. So don't worry, don't get scared. Gold miners GDX again gap down, still did not fill this gap around 27.14. And let's see what else is here. Apple again gap up. You can see here uh, again this one green line. These gaps will be filled definitely. And let's see what is this one. Amazon, Meta, again gaps. Microsoft, uh, Google. Oops, let me get rid of this. And Netflix, nothing here. Nvidia, a little bit gap there. AVGO, nothing here. I'm just looking at few major stocks, and then we'll do that analysis. Snowflake's also pumping for some reason. AMD also has multiple gaps. It will come back to fill at some point. Okay, so now we got some major stocks. Let me just check CNQ, and this is also a gap is there. All right, so let's start with Bitcoin because a lot of you guys are interested in Bitcoin. And you can see, okay, all right. So people who follow me, look what happened here. You guys, okay, let me just mark a gap here on Ethereum and then I'll go back to Bitcoin. Give me a second. So here you go. All right, so Bitcoin, all right, this gap is filled. You can see if this gap is filled. I can go to daily chart and I had this gap. You guys comment right now if you're watching this. You can see I was telling you this gap will be filled 100% of the time and it filled. You can see how nicely this gap is filled. And I was telling you since Bitcoin was going here that this gap will be filled around 39,140. I didn't even touch anything and you can see 20%, 20.52% this gap is filled. Okay, so this could have saved you a lot of money if you listen to me. You can see how nicely I predicted this and exactly to the dot this gap is filled. So you should be very, very happy with this and you should have made a lot of money if you shorted Bitcoin for this gap fill. Okay, so congratulations to all the subscribers who are watching my show. This is really, really good. All right. So now uh, I'm going to actually release a short video after this. So I'm not going to delete this gap right now. I will delete it after short video. So the next targets are here. Okay. So let me zoom out. So this first gap is filled. We could get a little bit bounce. That's okay. But I want to see divergence. Okay. What does that mean? I want to see lower highs, and you can see RSI going higher high, price is going lower high, RSI seeing higher high. Until that happens, I think it can keep dropping and the next target is 34,155. Okay, so from here where we are right now, next target is around 13-14% away, and I think the real nice support will be here around 29,735, so around 30k. And I think eventually this entire gap will be closed around 20,000 is where Bitcoin is coming. So still 50%. I don't know when, but it's gonna, all these green lines will be filled. Okay, just remember that. So we could get a bounce short term and then it's gonna be failing and eventually we're going to go down, fill all these gaps. Okay, Ethereum. Now I marked this yellow gap because this gap, if you go to 1 hour chart, this gap is now left on the top, so all gaps will fill. So Ethereum can from here bounce. Okay, so Ethereum, if you want to buy Ethereum, it can bounce from here around 6%. Okay, that's quite possible to fill this gap. And then what will happen? It will fail, and then it's going to come back to fill all these other gaps. All right. Now there are these gaps. Actually, let me go to 1 hour chart. I just want to make sure this the last gap is marked properly. I think it was below here, 1194. Yeah, so I just want to make sure this one is not off. So give me a second. Okay, here you go, right to the dot. So it's not off. All right, so very good. So let's go to daily chart and let's go back to where we were. All right, so Ethereum looking for 1850 is the next target. So short term, we can get a bounce that will fail and it's going to come back here to 1849. All right, so Bitcoin, congratulations, it worked out exactly as I said it will. All right, so let's go to traditional markets starting with VIX. Let's go to 1 hour chart and see if VIX are, so there's still gap, so I think VIX will continue going down and that will be bullish for S&P 500. So there are still a couple of gaps. First gap is around 12.73, 3.5%. Second gap is around 12.43, almost 6% down. So I think there will be still more weakness coming before VIX can bounce. And I think there's still S&P 500 will hold. Okay, just because VIX is telling me, I think VIX is still going to go fall here, and then that will help S&P 500 to go higher. All right, so S&P SPY. Okay, so you can see how what I was saying, it's working out pretty good. I think it's still going to hold until earnings. So until Apple, Microsoft earnings, so it's still going to hold and then it's going to go down. All right. So for now, I think this pattern will hold. Still, it's going to hold a little bit for a couple of weeks and then it's going to have a massive pullback. And that's what I'm expecting on triple Qs. Let's go to triple Qs, NASDAQ. Same thing. So what I'm expecting, let me make a path. I think this is going to hold for a little bit longer and then it's going to come back, fill some of these gaps. All right, so that's what I'm expecting on triple Qs as well. And yeah, so it's until earning season, it's still gonna just chop around here, hold it here, maybe go slightly higher, and then eventually will come back, and then gonna go higher again. All right, and let's go to Dow Jones. Also, it made a gap up, and Dow Jones has massive divergence. You can see new high, and you can see what's happening on PPO, sorry, RSI, lower highs. Okay, massive divergence. So I think it's going to do same. So it's going to just stop around, go a little bit higher, and it's going to come back. I think it's all going to wait for Apple's earning until that's not going to be breaking down. IWM gap up. This gap will also be filled. Now I think short term we could go fill this gap first before we come down. So uh, let me just fix this chart. So I think we're going to go higher and then come back eventually. So that's what I think will happen on IWM short term. And let's continue going. Tesla. All right. So Tesla has earnings coming in 2 days. It's very, very oversold. If I go to 1 hour chart, you can see what's happening. Massive divergence is building. Okay. 1 hour keep going lower. Divergence is building. Now it tried to break out today. Okay. It was a fake out. So you can draw a trend line if you want to trade Tesla like this. You have to draw a trend line, and you can see a break of this trend line will be a buy signal. Today they took it out first hour and they faked out everybody and then they dumped it. Okay, so let's wait for this trend line to break, and as soon as that's done, I think that will be a really good that will be a really good buy. Okay, so just waiting for this breakout of this trend line. Whenever that happens, all these yellow lines will be filled, and from where we are right now to the top, so potentials 18% gains. Okay, one caution, now earnings are coming soon. Now there are also gaps to the bottom, so just be mindful of that as well. Okay, so 161.98, 145, there are two other gaps. So let's see if we dump, can we go so far? I don't think we're going to go 22% down. I don't think Tesla is going to do that bad, and 30%, I don't think that's possible. So I think most likely we're going to go higher, in my opinion. And let's look at crude oil. Okay, consolidating. Everything is good. Making a wedge. So maybe we can try to draw something like this on crude oil. You can see trying to break. Let me add moving averages. There you go. So let's see how this is going on. So it's finding it's struggling to go. Actually, it did close above this yellow line, which is 50 EMA. So looking good. So now it's trying to go higher. So I think crude oil is looking good. Gold. All right. So gold is on support right now on this 50 EMA yellow line, and it's holding support nicely, still making higher highs, higher lows. And as long as this holds, I think it can bounce. Silver also, actually, silver is below this trend line. You can see this nice trend line is about to break. Maybe it's making a secondary trend line. Let me see if I can draw something. Let's try to make another trend line. See if it's anywhere possible. No, no, I don't have a lot of data points, so um, it's just like forcing, right? It's trying to make another secondary trend line silver, but that's not the cleanest of trend line I have. So just follow this above trend line. So here we had a breakdown and they immediately recovered. So if silver recovers tomorrow, that's going to be a fake out. And they just wanted to do this for stop loss hunt. And I think it's ready for a massive bounce. Dollar also looking good. Looks like it's flagging again and it's getting ready for a breakout. Now, if it breaks down to this buy area around 1 or 2, look to buy again. And if it breaks down, that's going to be bullish for Bitcoin, gold, and stock market, natural gas, new low. Okay, this is the other one. Okay, look, I did not change anything. Those who watch my channel, they know exactly. I was this green line. I did not change at all, and look exactly where it touched, just right at the bottom of where I was saying. So anyhow, so I'm expecting a little bit more weakness throughout for February, Feb. So I think it's going to keep going lower and near very close to the lows. Now there is a new low with the divergence happening on RSI. You can see it's a higher low, and then a green triangle is like I usually come near the bottom. You can see we got a green triangle here, and I think it's coming. So we are getting very close to the bottom. And then 1 hour chart, you can see we had a gap down. Let me hide this EMA line because that's going to confuse you. So this gap will also be filled. Okay. So if you're brave, you can hold natural gas and you know that there will be a pump of 6% at some point. So you can buy UNG and yeah, I think short term there is a bounce possible, okay? So I think if we get a bounce, that's gonna fail. A bounce will fill this gap, and then we're probably gonna make a new low, and then we're gonna go higher. All right. So I think by mid-Feb, I'm still a bit bearish on natural gas. So all the bounces I'll be looking to sell, and then eventually after mid-Feb, there will be a massive bounce, and that's where I will be looking to buy. Already covered Bitcoin, Toronto Stock Exchange flat, nothing here. This gap around 21,000, looking to fill that. Hang Seng Index, again waiting for this trend line to break. Until that time, looking, I got this green arrow as well. So look, it comes near bottom on this algo. So let's see if that works out. What else is here? Let's check copper. Buy the dip, look to buy all the dips on copper. Let me add the moving averages again. Copper, look to buy the dip. Soya beans, you can see I'm getting a buy signal, so looking good. Sugar, massive pull, massive pump, near resistance right now. You can see red line and blue line, 50 SMA and blue line is 200 EMA. Maybe a pullback will come and then bounce. Wheat, I did a special episode on wheat. Go check my videos if you're interested. And the good thing is it's above all moving averages, main moving 50 EM and 50 SMA, red and yellow line, trying to break out. Okay, so this was a fake out move, looks like. So wheat is doing all it can to move up. And corn also, you can see, got a bottom signal here a couple of days ago. I think corn is also getting ready for a breakout, but it has to close above this red line 50 SMA to get bullish again. All right. Okay, I think that's it. Let's quickly look at Apple. Apple again gap up, looking like it wants to go to new all-time high. Let's see. Amazon rejecting here, massive divergence. So be careful. Look to take profits on all these tech stocks, guys. All these tech stocks you should be not be holding. You should be like taking a profit. Only tech stock you might want to hold is Tesla. Other than that, all these Microsoft, Google, all of them have massive divergence on RSI. Netflix earnings tomorrow, so okay, one thing what we did not do, why don't we just quickly check? Because I think Netflix earnings will create, it will give us an idea. I think most likely it's going down because there are multiple gaps on the chart. So let's quickly add some gaps here on Netflix. One gap here. You can see this massive gap here. All right. And for now, and then another gap here. All right. So you can see my Netflix always makes a massive move after earnings. So if there are any moves, it's gonna be going to fill one of these gaps. All right, and that's what I'm anticipating. So let's see which one of these gaps get filled tomorrow. I don't see any reason for it to be bullish again. I mean, it's previous high 700. Let's see what they want to do. Okay, let's see what they want to do. But if they want to dump tomorrow after hours, so this is 6%, this is 15%, and this is 28%. So let's see what they want to do, market makers. All right. Nvidia just keep going. This is like a blow off top. See something like this? Last time here, this happened in October 21, keep going higher and then kept down same way. Okay, so I think it's all gonna come back down eventually. I don't know when. Be very careful. Okay. Also, this massive gap here is also not filled. So these all gaps do get filled. Okay. So just be careful. Again, if you have profits, take it. We got a red arrow sign here. That means could be a short-term top here. Okay. AVGO, same thing. Red arrow here could be a short-term top. Snowflakes gap down, gap up. A gap will be filled soon. And AMD also looks like a blow off top. It might dump like anything. Okay. So be careful. Also divergences. Okay. RSI making a lower high, prices making higher high. All right, so I'm gonna stop here and see. And Nasdaq, I think MNQ. I think eventually it's going to come down to 14,000. So I'm going to let's mark that here, and we will talk about it. Okay, when that happens, I think it's coming to around 14,000. This area here, Nasdaq is coming back to this area. Okay, so don't be too excited. Okay, it's going to eventually come back here, maybe even a bit lower. All right, this is a nice area for a pullback, which is I'm expecting Nasdaq to come. And that will be when that happens around 10% dump. All right. So that's what I'm going to save it here and we'll talk about it. Okay. This is just for your reference. Okay. I'll see if anybody have questions, else I'm just going to log off. Nobody here. TikTok lets me. go and ask. That's why I love TikTok, because people have so many questions on TikTok, and other YouTube people don't have any questions. So keep me entertained. All right. Uh, NB. Yes, I can provide this opinion on a stock NB if you have just mentioned here. HUT. Let's quickly look at HUT. I'm gonna check NASDAQ. Massive dump is coming, and HUT is giving me a buy signal here. Okay, it gave me a buy signal, but the problem with HUT is it's gonna trade with Bitcoin. So, so I think no divergence is going lower, but price is also going lower. The problem is it just trades with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin I see multiple gaps. If you, I don't know if you listen, but BTC futures, you can see the next couple of gaps is 34, 29, 26, and 2155. So all this will be filled. Maybe we'll get a little bit of bounce from here, and then eventually it's going to come back, and that's all gonna be same for HUD. So I think we can get a bounce, and then you can see this resistance area here. This is gonna act as a resistance here, all right? So whenever we get a bounce here, so any bounce will fail. So let's see here. So this bounce is gonna fail and gonna come back down. All right. So this is what I think is gonna happen on HUD. So, and also there's a gap here. If you zoom in, so they might want to fill this gap around 4.65. All right. Look, so look to buy again 4.65. Okay. Anybody else watching on TikTok? Shoot me a question if you have. I have a few minutes. Else I'm gonna log off. If you're interested in any coins or anything, let me know. Uh, and I can review. And if you don't have anything, I'm just gonna set up my charts. I'll see if anybody have anything. Where will hard bounce fail? I showed you NB on this, so hard bounce can fail around this area, around $9, 8.55 to $9. There's a lot of resistance here, so I think it can fail around there. So from here, it can go around, well, it can go around 20%, 25%, and then it should fail and come back to 4.65. This is the area where you should be looking to buy. All right. Um, all right, guys. Any other questions? Let me know. This is your chance. Want me to review any stocks, anything, any particular coin? Let me know before I log off. And I'm gonna again set my charts, so I'm ready for tomorrow. Let me go to 1 minute chart here, and let's go to extended hours. And let's see if Tesla can bounce. Okay, guys, that's it. Then I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.